How's it going, everyone? I want to go over the trades that I took today and quickly explain today's price action, right? What I saw and what I ended up taking as trades. Today was the first day of this new series here that I'm starting, which is essentially taking a 100K funded account all the way to a payout. Now, the account that I have here is I just went for a Tradeify Lightning funded account, 100K account. And I will be trading this live, of course, every day on YouTube, as usual, until it gets a payout to just show everyone live how possible it is, right? And yeah, to let everyone take part in that, which is why I started this new account, right? Because just wanted to make it very relatable. Now, let's go over today's price action, right? The first day on this 100K newly funded account. Today was an interesting day regarding price action, and what I saw coming into the day was that both the previous daily low as well as the previous daily high were still intact, right? None of it was taken. However, we were in this 4-hour bearish FEG. So initially I was thinking, okay, potentially we will go lower from here to target the previous daily low. However, as you can see, that changed during the day. The 1 hour is not much of interest here. The 15-minute, however, is very interesting. So we can see that already before New York Open, bearish fair value gaps on the 15-minute were being disrespected, right? They were being disrespected, so I thought, okay, potentially, right, we're looking to come back into the equilibrium of this range before continuing lower. However, what I also had to take into account is that this, of course, is Asian lows, right? A pool of liquidity, a strong push out of it, with also SMT. Because as you can see on ES, this was not taken, right? So we have some pretty clear SMT there. That started to shift my bias a bit bullish. And then, of course, when the market opened and I saw candle after candle being printed incredibly bullish, I thought, okay, well, London high is the next target, right? However, then we took London high without presenting an opportunity for me to take a trade. After that, I became more careful because now this liquidity target that I wanted to target had already been taken, and we could not essentially know if price wants to continue higher here or if price now uses the liquidity from London highs to now push lower, because at the end of the day we were still within this 4-hour bearish fair value gap. So let's take a look at this. What I had marked out then was, first of all, this 15-minute zone after this candle closed. However, on ES we can see this 15-minute zone was way bigger and price entered it way earlier. Now looking at the 5 minutes, we saw this fair value gap here. At the time, this was a fair value gap, right? It's a 5-minute fair value gap. And I was looking at this to potentially just target this high here, right? In case there was a reaction. And there was a reaction, however, it was quite a bit lower, right? And at that point, this was an inversion, a 5-minute inversion, right? So we had a 5-minute inversion there. Price kind of traded up here. But on ES, we can see price barely closed, or didn't even essentially close above this fair value gap here, right? Above that bearish fair value gap. So what I'm thinking in the moment is, okay, price could continue up from here, but it's not optimal and we are currently within a 5-minute inversion. So I took this trade only with half risk, right? I took this trade with half risk. It ended up being a loss. Now, price then continued lower. We had formed this bearish fair value gap here then, which was holding. We can see price, right? Price traded into this fair value gap, traded back out of it. So that fair value gap was sort of the point of bearish pressure being put onto the charts, right? So what I did is price tapped into this 15-minute fair value gap, You can see on ES it had long been in the 15-minute fair value gap, and then price traded up, right? And when price displaced through this fair value gap, right, turning this into an inversion with such power here, that's when I decided to take the trade with full risk this time, right? No half risk, with full risk this time, because we, yes, technically were still within this 5 minute inversion here, but price was simply so bullish. Price on ES had retraced back into the equilibrium of this price move, right? That's when I said, okay, let's take this trade here with full risk, stop loss below the low, a simple target of the external range liquidity, because it was kind of late, right? This was 10:23 a.m. New York time. Traded it up here, right? Took profits, full profits there, and ended the day up by a little bit, right? Because this loss was taken with half risk, this win was taken with full risk. 1 hour full risk win, half an hour, 1 hour half risk loss. So essentially, we are up half an hour on this new account, on this 100K account. We're up a little bit, not bad for the first day, right? We traded well, and yeah, if you want to keep seeing this series, then make sure to, of course, follow on the live streams, right? You can follow it live. All the trades we take, you can see live. And yeah, I'll see you for day 2 of the series.